So speaking of video games, anyway, I mean, what have you been playing recently? You've been playing
This week, that calls for Moz's world famous game review.
Moz's world famous game review.
The Last of Us Part 2.
Okay.
Right.
What's that about?
You never heard of it?
Never heard of it.
Never
but
heard
once.
of it. Right, okay. Last of Us Part 2. Right. Let me tell you. Basically, the world has gone to shit. Everyone's gone mental. Like, everyone's fighting. And, like, yeah, it's proper grim. I don't know why it's called, like, Part 2, to be honest. I think it's to do with, like, the 2 discs.
Right. Obviously, of course.
You get an install disc and a play disc. That's got to be the only thing I could think of why it's called
Something
Part
that makes
2.
any logical sense.
Nah, yeah, that's got to be it. Then after that, you play. There's this moody teenager called Ellie, and she's got an uncle Joel. Pretty sure it's his uncle, her uncle. I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest.
Biological uncle or like, you know,
No
dodgy
idea.
uncle?
Like I said, I wasn't paying attention. But
Okay.
I'm more than qualified to make this review. But,
Of course you are.
yeah, so Ellie's like chilling, playing the guitar and shit. Like, you know,
Pretty good?
I don't know. I didn't really listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ellie and Joel playing the guitar. That's about it. Then out of nowhere, blam! This massive bloke called Abby.
Bloke.
Yeah, it's a bloke.
Yep.
Called Abby for some reason. It's an odd name, Abby.
For a bloke, it's
For
strange.
a bloke. Yeah, anyway,
Not normal.
Abby, like, she fucking decks him, like, with a tennis racket. Joel gets his head, boom, smacked in from Abby with a tennis racket. I'm not sure why she did this, to be honest, because
Because you weren't paying attention by the sounds of it.
yeah, no, I think that's a weak point. No, I was paying attention at this point. I was watching, and
The fact you hadn't paid attention previously, that not ruined the fact you didn't know what was going on at this point.
Nah. But basically, after that, I was like, what is the going on here? Because this is a weak point in the game, because it's the first in the series, as you know. It's the first game in the series. I imagine they might make a second game. But this is the first.
This is obviously the first, yeah.
So they made no way of explaining what's gone on. Why is this bloke Abby pissed off with Joel? Why is she decked this fucking Joel guy
Yeah.
out of nowhere? And
So fucking unreasonable.
it did say, yeah, Ellie was obviously livid. She said exactly what she said. She was like, what are you playing at? Oi, Abby, what are you playing at? Why are you decking my Uncle Joel? Abby was like, fuck off. And then she does one. Right, I don't know where she goes.
Does one what?
Does one. She leaves.
Oh,
she
I thought you meant
fucks
she
off.
Did a shit or something?
Nah, she just does one. She pops.
Okay.
Ellie's like, what the fuck? I'm well pissed off. So she turns gay.
Because she's pissed off.
I don't know. I figured
Is that how
out.
it works?
She's gay now.
Okay.
And that's part of the story. You don't ask too much questions about it. You're asking too many questions. Basically, she turns gay. She takes a girl, I think it was a girl, across Los Angeles, I think it was. Yeah, it was LA, basically.
It's just some city, and who cares? I suppose.
But it's some weird city in America. They're all weird cities in America. So this weird city in America, she's like mooching across on the hunt for this bloke Abby. Right, she wants revenge. On her way, she kills like 1,000 blokes. Some are normal, but I'd say she kills like 2,000 like blokes on drugs, right? And these blokes are on drugs. Again, another weak point. I don't know why they're on drugs, but they're evidently.
Is it like just a random drug that's not? It's not made clear what the drug is. It's just spice.
Right. They're just on drugs.
Okay.
Evidently on drugs, and these guys are on drugs, and then there's other guys. I think they're called clickers. Are these guys called clickers?
There's people who like really. When it comes to getting the bill at a restaurant, they're like, "Hey, garçon."
Yeah,
they're just rude.
They're just like they click the fingers really quickly, basically.
They're obnoxious though.
Yeah,
right.
They've got like big heads and shit, so like they think a lot of themselves.
Right.
And they do these little they're clicking the fingers really quickly, and then they do this little jazz dance, and then Ellie's like, oh fucking what, and she like slices their necks off. It's pretty grim. So about 2,000 of those blokes, 1,000 normal blokes, 3,000 blokes have been murdered basically
by this one
by a teenage girl basically, yeah, across LA.
Realism is what they were going for.
Yeah, on the hunt for a bloke called Abby. Anyway, she finds this bloke called Abby. She tells her to get in a boat and says, fuck off. Abby goes, all right. And then the story just sort of ends.
Very detailed review. What would you give that out of 10?
Solid 9.5 out of 10.
Right, cool. Would you recommend that I play this?
No.
Right, cool.
Probably not.
I mean, to be fair, you're just detailing the story was so intense to me. I've got no reason to play it. I mean, I feel like I've seen it now. You said it.
Yeah.
You're a very good natural storyteller.
I'm thinking of journalism.
Yeah,
thinking of it, but yeah, let's stick to this first episode of the podcast. See where this takes me first.
Okay. I think you're wasting your time with this podcast. I think you just go straight and do
possibly
into the game thing. Yeah, you.
Well, my reviews are world famous after all, so.
Well, hence why it's called world famous. Yeah. It's not called world famous for no reason. I said we only deal with facts here.
Yeah.
So.